Welcome to DF Joinery's YouTube channel. Please like and comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let's see if we can learn something today. As I always say, you never stop learning in joinery. So we are on box frames. So you've just seen us put the groove into the seal and into the head. They will be for the pulley styles. And on this tenon right now, these are for the inner and outer linings. We run ours all the way through. So that's what we were just taking that out for. So on the spindle now, you've seen lots of spindling stuff by now. We're just running the seals, running the bevels, and all the grooves with bits and pieces. We're now running all the linings through, just the tongues. One goes one way, one goes the other. And now on the pulleys, onto the pulley styles. I know I'm going to get some stick for this bit because we're not doing it traditionally with a tenon saw or a gent saw, but did that for years and years, and we do a lot of box frames, so we needed to find an easier way. So that's why we made the jigs up and do them with a multi-tool. So please forgive me on that one. And where we're cutting, putting the saw cut in here, I know a lot of people do this on a jigsaw. Personally don't like it. Much prefer doing it on a spindle with a 2mm cutter. Just looks a lot neater. It's just how we like doing things. As always, we like to sand everything up first, as you could see there. I do apologise about quite how quick some of this is. We had the time lapse on the wrong setting, which is why it's a real struggle to try and actually speak about it. So that's my mistake, and I can only apologise for that. What we're doing now is cutting out for the wagtails. The wagtail is what separates the weights, because these are traditional box frame sashes. So they will have lead in their ropes and pulleys. With the inner and outer lining, when it goes through the head, you need to remove this tongue here. For us, it's a lot easier to do that on the saw before it goes together. We always try and do as much as we can before we actually hit the bench and assembly. Just find it makes it all work so much quicker, so much easier. You don't have to then be gluing them up and smashing them about with a hammer and chisel. This just works a lot nicer. Just cut them all out first, makes it more efficient. So now we've done that, you can see we're just going to use a saw just to cut the tongue away. It's not needed. It's just, again, a much cleaner, more efficient way of doing things. Gluing them up. I know traditionally they used to be wedged. We don't wedge them. We just, as you can see, we've got the housing. We glue them, we screw them. We're happy with that. Some of you may ask why we haven't put the inner and outer linings on. Two reasons. Firstly, didn't have the timber because misjudged on the order, which actually worked out quite well. So it made it a little bit easier for getting sizes for sash runs and stuff, and when it comes to shooting in, which you'll see later. So we're doing our favourite joint. We love we use the comb joint on sashes. I know a lot of people do a mortise and tenon on a box sash, but for me, it's not really the way of doing it, because time you put the groove in the side, you're removing a lot of the strength of the sash. So we like to do a comb joint, plenty of glue in, nice and strong. You can remove bits and pieces from it, it still stays strong, it doesn't compromise it. And we're using Red Grandis Tech for this. Reason we use that is we use Sapele for a lot of our things, but I find since COVID, we were getting a bit more movement and twisting problems with the larger sections. We're okay with the smaller sections, but with the larger stuff, it doesn't seem as good. So we moved to Red Grandis Tech, which has been brilliant. We've had no issues since we've moved to it. We may move to Sapele Tech at some stage, just looking into that. So because we do a comb joint and we've got joggles on it, we had to mortise the top bit where the joggle is. And what you can see we're doing now is we're removing the worst of the meat when it cut. You'll see the joggle on the spindle. We're just removing the worst of it first. So it's not putting too much strain on the cutters. Some people call them horns, joggles, whatever you want to call it. It's fine. We just call them a joggle. Just tried to show you a few different views on this machine, so just a bit more engaging. Maybe some people will like it, some people won't. So we have as you can see in the drawing, they have one vertical bar in these. So we're just marking them out and then mortise them like everyone does. Do it all before it gets machined, so much easier. So what we're doing here is on the meeting rail, as they stick proud, we've got to just do that relief groove. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We'll do this on the top and the bottom sash. So top sash was grooved because of the joggle. This one we can just do on a rebate block. And this is the joggle we're doing now. This is the moulding we like to use for it. Make it jig up nice and safe, push it through, no problem whatsoever. So this is the rebate no, sorry, I do apologise. This is the groove in the meeting rails we're doing right now. Now we're moving on to the main sash. So this will all be the rebates. Rebates in the bottom rails, rebates in the sash, in the top rails, rebates in the styles. There was a bit more, obviously, that we haven't shown all of it because it just get a bit boring. So we're just moving on to the glazing bars. So these are just in the glazing bars there. And now, like always we do, we always dry fit everything, sand the inside faces, just make sure everything fits, and we're all happy with it. So much easier to do this. So a lot of the sanding before it all goes together. So with the joggles, horns, whatever you want to call them, there'll be some breakouts. So we will fill all of them, get rid of everything we need to do, just do all the fitting up, and then dry assemble it, and we know it's all perfect for later on. And as promised in the last video, I would show gluing up, because we have a habit of not filming gluing up, it looks like, but we do actually glue things up, I promise, as you can now see. So plenty of glue on these, and square them up, and then we use the pins to fire through the tenons, and then we use the staples on the bars just to hold it all together. So from no gluing up to a lot of gluing up. So this is where it came in handy, where we didn't actually have the linings on. So we just found it easier to take sash run measurements, hold them in, cut the cramps, hold it all in place. It actually works quite well. So we do a lot of our shooting on a saw, just because once it's cut and parallel, it's square, it just squares everything up. It's nice, it's easy. And now on the spindle, running all the grooves for the rope, we actually use a draw strip in our sashes. We put it around the side, so there'll be a rebate for the draw strip in there, where it's the venter, or I think it's called something like that. And all our beadwork is done in grids. This was something requested from the glazers years ago, and ever since then we just make grids up. Bit of faff at first, but once you get used to it, it's nice and easy. So these are the linings we're working on now. These are the outer linings. We always put that little groove in the bottom of our outer linings. Reason being is a lot of old box frames you'll see, they will be rotting out in that bottom where the seal is. That's because water and leaves will hold there and they can't escape. So putting that relief in there, it allows the water to run away. It's not a place for it to all gather and start rotting. That's the reason that's put in there. So again, time lapse was on the wrong setting. I do apologise about that, but they're all together now. Field sanded. We always put an upstand on ours as well. Picture of these before they went to paint, all finished. Traditional sliding box sash windows, torpedo frame, red grounded sashes. And this is it all done after it's come back from painting, glazed, all fitted up, ready to go to site. I do apologise about the trickle vent in there. As you could see from the shot before, it wasn't there. After these got done, finished, everything was ready on them. The builder forgot to say we need to trickle vents, so this was a last minute addition. Normally we would hide these in the head so you never see them, but with the way it was, we couldn't do that. So yeah, that's just what it had to be. But I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, please put some comments in. I look forward to reading them. Thank you.